So today on episode 1 in season 2 of Spiritual Secrets with Elizabeth, we have a topic which I would like to share with us. And that topic is your existence is not a coincidence. I know a lot of people will want to ask why I'm discussing this kind of topic that is so cliche. Yes, a lot of people don't understand how deep it is, how deep and important their existence is on planet Earth. As we're discussing, I'm going to be reading out some of the messages I penned down while I was actually preparing for this particular message and topic for us. I said your existence is not a coincidence in this planet Earth because you were sent here to fulfill a purpose or two, more like sent on an assignment or a mission by your creator. No one is born into this world by accident or by coincidence, like some people will say. From the people you meet, the things you do in life, you will definitely find out that nothing is a coincidence in your life. Although, like I always stated here, that no one is born to be idle, aimless, goalless, or without a purpose in life. Find your path. Instead of walking or encroaching on someone else's space, there are repercussions associated with encroaching on someone else's space in this life. So when you get to understand that your existence is not a coincidence, you immediately find your path and walk in your path. But a lot of people don't understand these things. A lot of people don't know these things. A lot of people don't understand that there are repercussions when you walk in someone else's path. There are a lot of things that happen to you and you feel, oh, am I supposed to be like this? There are topics we're going to be talking about in this season that will actually give us deeper and more clearer insight on what I'm talking about. And I said, every manufacturer, I likened your coincidence, I likened your existence in this world into a manufacturer who has a specific purpose for his product or equipment that they manufacture. Take, for instance, if I manufacture a camera, that camera has a purpose. You cannot use the camera. I will give an instance. There are cameras that can be used underwater. There are cameras that can be used on your normal land or earth. If you take the camera meant to be used on earth, under the water, we will spoil that camera. That's what it is. So I said it can be likened to a machine or a product you use only when you use that purpose for what is being manufactured for. That product will only accomplish its purpose when that is done. So a lot of people feel that I came into this world by accident. My mother wanted to abort me, and then something now happened, and then she decided to let me be. Well, the reason why it was like that, I cannot start giving you deep spiritual secrets where such things happen, but I can only tell you that you were never a coincidence. Your mother actually trying to abort you was never a coincidence. Probably that could just be another battle that you were supposed to fight even before you came to this planet Earth. So these are things that we really need to learn. Like in this part of the world we live in, the chance of understanding this mystery is very slim due to our restrictions. I mean, we all know that Nigeria, Africa is a place where we've been deprived of so many knowledge, so many deep knowledge and secrets that we need to know. So a lot of people just feel it's a normal thing for them to feel the way they feel, think the way they think, and know the things that they feel they know. No. There are a lot of things that you need to learn as an individual. There are a lot of things you need to know as an individual. There is something I always say, to me, is more like my motto when I'm teaching in this particular program. I say the spiritual controls the physical. So there is no way you do anything and think that everything you're doing is a coincidence, or maybe your existence is by mistake. That is why you do it. But no. Because we don't have that knowledge, because we've not really been taught about what these things are, it is always very difficult for us to understand and know the things that we're meant to know. So I came up and I'll ask a question. I said, do you seldom feel or see your existence as a coincidence, either due to your challenges or the family and environment you find yourself? Now, there are a lot of people that have this kind of challenges. Some people feel, no, I'm not sure I'm supposed to be in this family because why? Probably you were born into a family where everybody is crazy. Everything in that family is never done properly. The foundation is faulty. you are poor, you're trying so hard to meet up with life, and you lie down on your bed, or sometimes you're walking on the streets, or you're just on your own, asking yourself, if you were really meant to be born into that family, yes. If you were meant to be born into that environment, yes. If you were actually meant to meet the crazy people that you've met in your family throughout your life journey and all that, the answer is yes. Absolutely nothing. I mean, nothing, quote me anywhere, nothing is a coincidence in your life. Now, there are repercussions, like the Holy Book will say, because you guys know I don't like quoting scriptures on this program. Like the Holy Book will say, he that breaketh the edge, the serpent will bite. You know that particular part of the scripture for those that are Christians. Now, there are some certain things, some certain mistakes you make that could alter your existence, your existence, and you think they are coincidence. No. These things are already written and scripted, that at some point in your life, if you make this mistake, this is where you will find yourself. I don't know if I'm making sense. So it's always not a coincidence. It has never been a coincidence. That is why you have to be intentional about life. That is why you have to be intentional about everything you do. The friends you keep, the places you go to, you have to be intentional. Remember in last season, I spoke to us about how to use our inner guide, our spirit man, to help us teach us the right thing to do and the right places to go to. That is the reason why your inner man was created, so that you don't make those mistakes that will alter your destiny one way or the other, which we're going to be discussing much later this season. And then I said, I actually want to say something. I said, well, let me make this one thought clear, which I have been trying to explain to us, that none of all what you've mentioned is actually a coincidence. None is a coincidence. Our lives from where we will be from, in short, before you were actually conceived in your mother's womb, to your infant days, the environment you grew up in, the school you went to, everything about you has never been a coincidence. For the Holy Book says, for the Bible says, let me use the Bible now, says, before I formed thee in thy mother's womb, I knew thee. So if God actually knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, that means there are things that were already planned, prepared, and put in place for you. So you don't have anything that has to do with coincidence in your life. At some point in time in your life, maybe you ran mad, you had issues, you were hospitalized, you had cancer, you had all that. Everything has always been pre-planned in your life. But it all depends on how you are able to function in the spiritual to make things work for your good in the physical. I said, a lot of us make the mistake of living out someone else's life, like imitating their lifestyle, career, hobby, dress sense, etc. Some even wish they have the life of someone else. Some even wish to have someone else's purpose as theirs. That is very, very wrong. In our next topic, we're going to be talking about all this. I'm going to make you understand why you shouldn't think that way. That is the reason why I started with this topic of you not being a coincidence, not your existence not being a coincidence, so that you get to understand these things. I said this is completely wrong and out of place. If you already know that your existence is not a coincidence in this world, don't you also know that your life's pursuit is already all planned out and fixed? The time you spend trying to fit into someone else's space can be wasted because you lose so much before you realize it. Now, because a lot of people have decided to walk on someone else's path, or walk in someone else's path, or live someone else's life, there are a lot of things that can go wrong with your personal life. This is not what we're going to be discussing here. You all know we don't have so much time talking. We're going to be talking about more of this in the next, more other topics in this season. But I actually want you to understand something. Your existence has never been a coincidence. All you need to do is appreciate your maker. Be grateful to your maker that he brought you to this world. Find your purpose. There is no one human being, no one living being that has been brought into this planet without having a reason. Some of you, let me even shock you. Your reason might even be to come and be somebody's obstacle, to come and be a clog in somebody's wheel of progress in life. Yes. These are spiritual secrets. These are deep spiritual secrets, matters that we cannot be talking about today. Remember the story of Judas Iscariot in the Holy Book. Remember Judas Iscariot, his sole purpose for existence was to betray the one chosen to save the world. So remember, you have a purpose. So when you find out your purpose, you will now decide what you want to do. And that purpose can never be a coincidence. So until next time, when I come your way again, I'm going to be drawing the curtain here on this topic today. Please feel free to drop your message on our YouTube channel in the comment section. You can always send me messages via my social media handles. DM me if you want to. There are a lot we need to talk about. Whatever you're confused about, ask questions. By the grace of God, I should be able to answer your questions. And until when we meet again with our next topic next week, it is I, your very wonderful friend, saying enjoy your week.